Okay, so ready for another deep dive.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Today we're going to be looking at the future of humanity.
Ooh, big topic.
Yeah, kind of a big one, right?
Right.
And we're going to be looking at it from the perspective of a Shaolin monk.
Interesting.
Yeah, his name is Shiheng Yi,
Okay.
and he has this YouTube channel called Zen Echoes, Shiheng Yi's Wisdom.
Cool.
Yeah. So we found this excerpt that we thought was really, really interesting.
Okay.
Where he basically tackles this question of, with technology and AI and social media, all this stuff that's happening so rapidly right now.
Right.
Where are we headed?
Yeah, good question.
As a species? Is it all doom and gloom, or is there hope?
Right, yeah.
So
what does he say?
Yeah, so he starts off, and I thought this was really interesting. He starts off talking about this idea of balance.
Okay.
And how the universe, including us and our planet and even our culture, is always striving for balance.
Okay.
Even when things feel completely out of whack. And it made me think about especially right now, everything feels so chaotic.
Absolutely.
So much is changing so quickly.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to think about maybe that's just part of this larger process of
seeking balance.
Yeah, seeking equilibrium, exactly.
Right, so is he talking about the yin and yang kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. He brings that up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And you know how it's not really about one force being good and the other one being bad, but rather these two opposing forces that are constantly interacting and seeking that equilibrium.
Like a dance.
Yeah.
Right, where it's constantly readjusting and rebalancing.
Exactly.
Oh.
So, he talks about technology, obviously,
Okay.
and how it's advancing so quickly.
Yeah.
How we're outsourcing more and more tasks to machines.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but I feel like
it's happening so fast. It's every day there's a new gadget.
Exactly.
A new app, a new something.
I know, and it makes me feel sometimes I can't even catch my breath.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Is this good?
Yeah. Is this progress?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so he talks about this kind of tension that exists between, this need or desire, I guess, for convenience and efficiency that technology offers.
Right.
But at the same time, it's we're becoming so reliant on it.
Yeah.
And, are we sacrificing something?
Yeah. Are we losing a part of ourselves?
Yes. Our connection to ourselves.
To each other.
To each other, to the natural world.
Right.
It's we're trading off some of our humanness.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's where I think it gets really, really interesting.
Okay.
So he observes that this very disconnect that we're experiencing is actually driving a counter movement.
Oh.
People are seeking deeper meaning. They're exploring mindfulness.
Yeah.
They're yearning for genuine connection.
Okay.
And have you noticed that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you felt that?
Yeah, definitely.
In your own life, or just kind of observing the world around us?
Yeah, it seems there's this real craving for something more authentic.
Yes.
In the face of all this technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to me because it's we talked about yin and yang before.
Right.
It's this perfect example of it in action.
Yeah, so it's these challenges that are posed by technology and you said, the rapid advancements are actually prompting us to reevaluate what really matters.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he talks about this resurgence of interest in, meditation.
Yeah, yoga.
Yoga.
Spending time in nature.
Yes, exactly.
All these things.
That's we need to find that sense of grounding.
Exactly.
In a world that feels so chaotic.
Yeah, it's an anchor.
Totally.
Yeah.
So another thing that he talks about, and this I thought was really fascinating, is that he doesn't present this as an either-or situation. He presents two seemingly contrasting paths.
Okay.
That humanity is exploring right now.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay, so on the one hand, you have this outward expansion into space.
Right.
We're talking about going to Mars,
And colonizing other planets.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the other hand, you have this inward journey of exploring consciousness.
So meditation, mindfulness.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to understand our minds better.
Yeah, our potential.
Yes. And so these seem completely opposite directions.
Yeah, literally going out into the universe and going into ourselves.
Exactly. And yet he's saying we're exploring both at the same time.
Interesting.
And what's really crucial here, I think, is recognizing that these paths aren't mutually exclusive.
Oh.
We can be fascinated by space travel.
Yeah.
And still, want to delve into like the depths of human consciousness.
Right. It's not like you have to pick one or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in a way, I guess they're both coming from like the same place.
Ooh, that's interesting. How so?
Well, it's like this curiosity, this desire to like understand our place in the universe.
Right. So whether we're looking out,
Right.
we're essentially asking like the same question.
Yeah. Who are we?
Yeah. What are we doing here?
Where do we fit in?
Exactly.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So it's like we're expanding our horizons.
In all directions.
Yeah. Like in every direction possible.
Wow.
I know. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is.
And so ultimately, he doesn't say like, oh, the future's going to be amazing or the future's going to be terrible.
Right.
He doesn't paint it as like inherently optimistic or pessimistic. He sees it as this like new experience,
Okay.
this vast unknown
Yeah.
that has the potential to really like expand our understanding of ourselves in the universe.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah. It's a very like open way of looking at it.
Yeah. And I think that's actually really helpful because, if we get caught up in like, oh, it's all going to be good or it's all going to be bad,
Right.
we might miss out on like the nuances.
Yeah. And the possibility of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's more about like approaching it with this sense of curiosity, openness.
Embracing the unknown.
Yes. And recognizing that like everything is interconnected.
Right. It's all part of this like larger dance that we were talking about.
Exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So to kind of recap what we've learned from Shiheng Yi today
Okay.
is that the future is inherently uncertain.
Right.
But by embracing both like technological advancements and inner exploration,
Right.
we can navigate it with a sense of balance and purpose.
Like finding that sweet spot
Yes.
between the yin and yang,
Exactly.
the external and the internal.
Yes. And so I guess that kind of leaves us with this question for, our listeners.
Okay, what's that?
Like, how can you contribute to creating a future that balances both technological progress with human well-being?
Yeah.
What steps can you take?
Individually.
Yeah, both individually and collectively.
Right.
To make sure that we're not sacrificing, our humanity on the altar of progress.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
As we step into this uncharted territory.
Exactly.
The future.
All right.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, this was a good one.
It really was.
Until next time.
See ya. Bye.